That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Y'all know what time it is. Turn up. That's what I said.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders, giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
What's good, y'all? It's not Tuesday, Thursday. My bad. You already know what time it is. It's Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday. That's what I said, the podcast. We live and direct. As always. What you snickering about over there?
You messing up the days.
I know. I'm just, I don't know. I was way the heck off for whatever reason.
It's all good.
And I don't get it. But anyway, how y'all doing tonight? I hope y'all enjoying y'all Thursday evening as we are. Doing the podcast as always live on Facebook, YouTube, and as well as audio from Spreaker.com. You download the app and you'll be able to chat with me live when I do my podcast live, or you can wait until the live is over with and listen to the podcast wherever you get your streaming podcast from. Apple, Google, we all over the place. So tonight, as always, we got to be ratchet. I mean, it's not even ratchet. I think it's more so it's actually trying to be more aware of your surroundings and kind of if you're stagnant or if you're dealing with some type of stagnation in your life, you're trying to get out of that stagnation. And a lot of it is your mindset. If your mindset is off, 9 times out of 10, the whole situation of you trying to get out of a situation or get out of a habit or whatever it is, it's your mindset. Your mindset has to change. So tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to really talk about mindset and 5 ways you can reset your mindset. Of course, it's coming from me, so it's definitely not gospel. But to me, it's gospel because it helped me. I realized the things that I needed to change so that I can actually do something and be successful with it and not just be doing some shit. And I think a lot of times we get around people that like to just do whatever.
I was just about to say, and just do shit.
Just to be doing it. You know, those people, they like to do videos or do podcasts or anything for social media for that matter. And they get a decent following. You know, you get like 20, 30K followers and you're doing videos and you're probably hitting those, 2,000 to 3,000 view marks just within the first, 20, 30 minutes. And if you're really successful, you're well beyond that. You're, closer to 100,000 views. But you always have these people, for whatever reason, that's like right on the cusp of going viral, but really they're not viral.
They're a virus.
Yeah, more like a virus. Yeah. I mean, it's that element. It's like they're a virus. They are what we call an energy vampire. They just suck all the good energy around you away. They toxic. Use you. Yeah, very toxic.
Very toxic.
They try to use you to gain influence in their community based off of what you have in your mind or talk about, and then try to capitalize as if they're smart. and basically mimicking the same fucking conversation you didn't have with these people. It's like,
Go sit down.
we was just talking about this. Are you serious? And you're going to do a live that you know I'm going to be in?
Right.
The disrespect, the ass audacity of you. Oh my God.
You said it. The ass audacity.
It is the ass audacity. Shit, how you going to just be that of an asshole
Right.
just to make sure
Your voice is heard.
yeah, exactly, that your voice is heard?
Your voice is heard. That's all they want.
Oh man, some people have the audacity, but these people have the ass audacity. So tonight we're gonna, I think, take a deep dive in talking about how we can reset our mindset and my 5 ways of doing the said thing. So, what's the quote? What we got for a quote? I know we got a quote. Where? Let me get the quote music out. No, that's not the quote music. We're not ready for that button I was getting ready to hit. We're not ready for that yet. But trust me, the new segment, it's gonna happen. So go ahead, babe.
So the quote is, discipline leads to habits. Habits lead to consistency, and consistency leads to growth.
Habits, consistency,
And growth.
and growth. It's funny how they're talking about consistency.
Because we just talked about consistency on Tuesday.
Yes, literally. And to me, discipline is a fiber of it's really kind of the backbone of making sure when you reset your mindset, you don't fall backwards. And really, this could be used financially, it could be used for personal development, motivation. It could be used for a variety of things. But I think when you discipline yourself to do certain things, to better yourself, whatever the case may be, I think it's incumbent upon you to try to do that, not because you feel obligated or to fit in, or, that illusion of inclusion shit that people like to do all the time. And it's like, you can have the illusion of so many things that you want to be or look like just to be included in a community of people, or people, a group, or whatever. Work, it could be a lot of things. But you're being fake, because that's not even you.
Right.
It's like you're just doing this because, you want to feel good or feel better or whatever it is you may want to have or say about it. It's just, to me, it's just the wrong mindset to even have. But as we say, you can't make people change if they don't want to.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Well, that part too. So, it is what it is. So these 5 ways to reset your mindset are going to be really quick. It's not going to be a very long podcast at all. It's just my 5 ways to reset your mindset. And resetting your mindset, I think, makes you, one, accountable for you, but it also puts you in a serious space of discipline, because you have to recognize the things that are distracting you, or the things that are preventing you from achieving whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You have to realize what those distractions are. And those distractions could be just late night telephone calls, or playing too much of a video game, or paying too much attention to other people instead of the attention you need to be providing you. Always giving and never actually taking the time to receive something. Meaning, sometimes you have to be really focused and clear about your placement in anybody's life. And if they can't respect your space that every person should have, you're probably doing too much for people. You should always have time for you to do the things that you want to do. If you're spending too much time trying to people please or trying to make other people happy, and then turn, in conversation and say, it makes me happy when I make other people happy, that very well may be true. Very well may be true. But what is your true happiness?
Right. Have you even identified it?
Right. I mean, a lot of people can say that they get happy or their joy is to help other people. Not discrediting that. Not discrediting that at all. What I am discrediting is the fact that that can't be the sole purpose of who you are. Because everybody should have some time where they can degress or de-stress from them, from whatever situations they may have involved themselves in for the day, and then degress by delegating how you spend your time. You got to delegate. Just like, look, I can do this because this is what I want to do. And I'll have some time, so maybe I can go and do this. I don't know. People are weird. People are really weird. It's just, I don't get it. But I think the number one thing that when it comes to resetting your mindset, you have to challenge this, just one thing. Okay. You got to challenge your self-talk. Your self-talk is, I don't think I'm good enough. You downing yourself or putting yourself in a box and not even giving your full potential to self. It gets to the point, I think, when you can't challenge negative self-talk, that means you have basically succumbed to assumptions. That's the only way I can put it together. If you can't challenge your self-talk, 9 times out of 10, you have succumbed to assumptions. You probably assume a lot of shit. These are the people that have all this negative talk will always assume that the good people that they have in their life, that everybody else sees that's good, and that person knows that it's good, they will assume that those are the first people that's going to talk shit about them because they know everything about that person. You talk so negatively just about you to the point where you just beating yourself up and making yourself believe that the people that actually give a shit about you is really talking shit about you. That's self-sabotage. So don't challenge challenge the negative self-talk. You have to challenge it. But the people that don't challenge it are these people that will assume just the worst thing you could possibly think of. They would assume it just because it's like
It's been their thought process their whole life.
Right. And the thing is that when you can challenge self-talk, negative self-talk, you can pull facts out of what you are self-talking to yourself. You can pull facts. And it's like, when you know you could pull facts to change and become a better person, that's when the train starts moving for your mindset. So secondly, I would say you have to, once you identify, the things that you have to deal with as far as challenging your negative self-talk, you need to set up some type of like goals or some kind of way that you can achieve better results when it comes to ending the negative self-talk and completing that phase, it's like you should have a time period. And then if there's any delays, hold yourself accountable for those delays. Yes, it may not necessarily be your fault. Some of them could be your fault. But really, how important is it for you to be able to reset your mindset to focus and be more focused on the things that you need to be focused on for your growth? Because ultimately, that's what this shifting your mindset is, or resetting your mindset. It's to have positive growth. Sometimes we get stagnant at things, and then it's like, oh, well, it is what it is. And you get comfortable like that. And it's like you're the type of person that expect all the recognition, all the advancements in the job. When a new position comes up, you think because you've been there for this long and you work hard and you get perfect praise from your boss that you're going to get the job, where some snotty-nosed kid that just graduates school or college that has never held a job before or a position of leadership gets that job because he has a college degree. And I say snot-nosed kid because, I mean, this is your first job and now you're going to get put in a leadership position when you ain't never led shit.
Right.
Some frat parties, that's not leadership. Y'all was getting drunk. Stop. Anyway, so it offends people that actually have put time in the position, right, and never had to get the specialized degree to be in that position. Whereas some people get a degree and they get put in a position that's actually detailed funding wise to pay you a certain amount of money based off of the criteria. You have a college degree, we're going to pay you 6 figures. And a lot of it is skill based. So I can't agree with that on some instance. But I also think that you have people that work in a company for, more than 10 years. Why aren't they afforded the same educational opportunities you expect your employees to have to hold positions where you got people that have 10 years of experience, which means they know this company inside and out?
Right.
Why come you can't afford them that same opportunity in some type of training or education that is equivalent to what you're looking for in a degree? Education and training. Ain't that what's supposed to be one of the damn functions of a corporation?
Should be.
I mean, because I know they have it in the military. I know the Navy has, like, in their hospital, education and training. It's a department in every hospital. Mm-hmm. They educate and train your ass. Trust and believe. Yeah. My first duty station was a hospital. They trained and educated your ass.
Mine too.
So why come they can't have that out here in the civilian world? It costs too much money. Then you got too many employees. And that work from home sounds really nice right now. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Why pay for a building when you can just have your whole team working from home?
Right.
You own an office building that is, one of the floors of an expensive building that you pay half of what you were paying for the damn building that you had your corporation in.
Right.
And now you could do all the functions that you need to do. Oh, by the way, if you need to print shit and all this other stuff, you can outsource it. And it's probably going to be cheaper for you to outsource it than it would be for you to maintain it monthly. Just throwing that out there as a suggestion. Some people will deny that and say, no, it's not. It's better when you have it and blah, blah, blah. You've been operating on this build my business theory so that you can have more money theory. Well, guess what? You're still going to have money coming to you because nothing's changed with your corporation.
Right.
You just don't have a physical building that people can mail their letters to tell you you're a dumbass.
I was just about to say, but you can have a post office box.
You can have a post office box and get those slap in the face type letters.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy part is that more people that are working from home are far more productive.
That's true.
And they have statistics.
That's very true. That's very true.
Since the pandemic and all that stuff, and everybody had to go work from home and whatever, statistics are showing that the people that are working from home on a more consistent basis or have remote work jobs, their production is far better than it was in office.
So even with that being said, is that a change of mindset, being that you once was in an office working to where now you're working from home? Is that a totally different mindset that you have? Or is it just adjusting to the new gigs? I get to work from home now, and now, I still have my job, but I just get to work from home.
I think a little bit of both, because it is an adjustment, because you're not around all your coworkers that you used to be around every day, all day. And you're just in a different setting now. You're still around them, but it's a virtual around them, because they've come out with different products and stuff that you can actually sit and talk or be in video conferences and whatnot with your coworkers. You could do that for a whole day if you had to.
But that to me doesn't really change your mindset. That's more of convenience, you being able to be at home and working from home than the office. But as far as a mindset, I would think that it would be more in a sense where you could be more productive because you're comfortable and you're not worrying about other people around you per se.
Right.
And
when you don't have those additional distractions.
right. And it's, to me, it is what it is. I mean, you work in a workplace, you're going to have distractions. People are going to be talking and blah, blah, blah. But if you're at home, your distractions should be limited to minimum.
Right.
Depending on, how old your kids are or whatever the case may be. If they're toddlers, then yeah, you're going to have to, deal with that. But at the same time, it's mindset. It's a total mindset. It's what you are willing to put yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to have the comfortability to work from home than going to an actual building and working, being around people, where people can be a little bit more productive if they're at home. Some people don't want to because they like that physical engagement with people and shit like that. Right. And those are those touchy-feely type motherfuckers, and I can't stand them ass people.
That's the extroverts.
They just got to be all touchy-feely and shit, and they just want to be all rubbing all on your shoulders and shit, and just like, oh, how was your weekend? Dude, if you don't get your fucking child molesting hands off me, you grabbed me like you was grabbing somebody's ankle and you threw him against the wall. Bro, don't do that again. Don't do that again. You are not around here giving strong arm massages. I don't think you need to be doing this shit. This is some kind of harassment. I just got to figure out what lane it is.
I'm done.
I'm just saying. People be touching you in just weird ways just because that's how they talk. That's just that's what they are. That's what they are. That's their way they communicate. And there's special places for these motherfuckers. At home. At home.
Goodness. These
are the people that need permanent work from home jobs. Outside of the hard workers and the people that are very productive. Your certain group of extroverts that like to just be touchy-feely and all in your ear and making you hear them breathe in and out they nose and shit, and them talking some deep ass story about something that's not a secret because their whisper is like talking to you on the phone. It's all kinds of weird shit with those people. We just gotta leave them alone. Anyway, I said the second one. The third and fourth one kind of tie together. So you got to surround yourself with people that are that are positive in your life. And the reason why is because if you have positivity around your life, you ain't got time for negative, right?
Correct.
So surrounding yourself with people that are positive gives you an advantage when it comes to dealing with stress, when it comes with just staying focused. Because people will always kind of kick you back into gear when you slip off or you do something that may not necessarily be questionable, but it might actually put a roadblock or a detour or a fork in the road, if you will, when it comes to your progress or your growth, because resetting your mindset allows you to be able to add or adopt lots more practices that can help you create a positive, a positive,
Positive environment.
well, yeah, a positive environment. You have a positive mindset, not to mention the fact that you get to a position where you're empowering not just yourself, but you're empowering people around you because it's contagious. Empowerment is contagious. I don't care what anybody says. Some people can say you can be empowered and you can empower others. And to me, it's just contagious because once you get empowered, you want to try to empower those around you.
Right.
Because you're motivated, you're hyped up. It's one of those things. It's nostalgic. But I think surrounding yourself with people that are positive, like I said, just gives you an advantage because you get to stay on the straight and narrow. And then if you are having those bad days, being around positive people are going to help you because they're not going to allow you to slip down and not be the person that you normally are. So it gives you a position of authority to appreciate who you're around. I appreciate that, Doc. Appreciate that, brother. It's I don't know. For me, I think I learned that I am the circle that I keep around me. And if I communicate in my circle and it's not productive, it's always, this Debbie Downer moments, and it's always, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and there's no solutions, we just, have a table of crying our tears in a bucket and everybody putting their face in it, getting facials, and then they just go back home. It's the stupidest shit ever. But when you can actually get some stuff off your chest, figure out a solution, and continue on appreciating those people around you that got you to a complete mindset of how to fix this situation, or even just you being able to be in a mindset to fix this situation just because of the people that are around you.
Right.
That's winning. I don't care who you are.
All the way winning.
The fourth part of this is being challenged. Because here's another challenge. Because the first one was to challenge your self-talk. This challenge is to actually challenge yourself to encourage other people to challenge you. And what that means is sometimes you need a barometer check just as much as they need a barometer check. They got this saying for military vets called check your six. Means you're always going to check on your shipmate. You're always going to check on your fellow, vet. You're going to always check on your fellow, anybody you serve with in branch of whatever you serve. Marines, Air Force, Army, Space Force. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, I'm partial to the Navy, so I'm always checking on my brothers and making sure they're good. But you always have to make sure that you check in with people and challenge yourself. Problem solvers are complainers. Man, say that. Are complainers solutions. Exactly. Problem solvers are complainers solutions. Exactly. Absolutely. And I die-heartedly believe that because at any given time, you can just be down, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to have people around you that's going to help you get back on your feet. So the other thing I think with the challenge piece is it holds not just you accountable, but it holds that other person accountable for as well. And it goes back to that discipline piece that we were talking about in the quote. When you can be disciplined, other people around you not only have their own discipline that they're in, they know that you're disciplined just based off of how how you present yourself and how you do certain things. So if you don't allow yourself to grow in a facet to where you're not allowing yourself to appreciate when people are trying to tell you things that's going to help you in your growth, your mindset's always going to stay stagnant because you're going to always feel, I ain't got to listen to them. I know what the hell I'm doing. It's that ego thing. It's like, whatever, dude, just do you. We're good. Do you.
Do you, boo boo?
Facts. So the last thing You got all of them written down, right, babe? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last thing is this one I think goes in a financial space as well as a growth to better yourself when it comes to not just wealth but health and everything else. You have to develop an abundant mindset. And an abundant mindset is having a mind shift from how you scarcely thought things were to feeling more appreciative to the things you have, so that when you abundantly think about that, that's when the growth starts happening, because you're going to want to learn more. You're going to want to be better at whatever you're doing. You're challenging yourself. Of course, you're challenging your self-talk, so you really are not listening to the negative, and all you're pulling now is positive. That's all you're pulling. So if you can develop an abundance when it comes to your mindset, you're going to attract a lot of things. You will not be in this mindset that is incomplete. To complete that mindset and to grow it and to make it, the biggest thing in the world, you have to appreciate it. But sometimes it's hard because we always want to cultivate everything that we've learned to make sure that, it's fresh. It's fresh. And when it's fresh, that means that you appreciate it because it's revitalizing everything in your mind. It's like, damn, yeah. I got to keep doing that. But see, sometimes we forget about that. We forget about it, and then it leads us in the path of just staying stagnant. But if you, I think, do these 5 things, it's going to help you appreciate. Resetting your mindset is going to actually prove way better than just adding a bunch of habits. That's adding on to the mindset that you have that's not producing anything. Your growth is not happening, so you're upset and you're stagnant, and it's like, this is stupid. I'm not adopting good mindset practices so that I can actually do the positive things, because you keep falling back on the negative. You got to get that negative self-talk about you. So, recap, 5 things. We put it in the chat. I'm gonna say them again, and then we can be out here. We're gonna be out of here. So 5 ways to reset your mindset: challenge your self-talk, identify goals and achievements, identify them while you're in the process of challenging your self-talk. So now you can set goals and then have achievements in those goals when you identified and made corrective action. Surround yourself with positive people, and adapt to the environment, adapt to where you're at, because it's going to be new to you. You're changing mindsets. Maybe the same home, but you look at things differently.
Right.
You see things differently. So make sure you do that. Challenge yourself to encourage others to challenge you. That's big. You got to be able to check up on each other and make sure we're good. Make sure that money's still flowing, the family's still good, the business that you're doing is still thriving. We got to check on each other. We got to appreciate checking on each other, because a lot of times we don't get checked on.
You're right.
And it's not about bragging. It's about appreciating the growth, because that's what we want to do when we have our businesses, or when we have financial goals that we want to, meet and exceed. You got to change your mindset. And the last one is, develop an abundant mindset, meaning explore the great things that are out there, and leave the things that you basically was not gaining anything from. Nothing at all. It's like you wanted to be better at a certain thing, but you never put the energy into it. You never took the time to do it. Now, can you take the time to do it? I mean, you can. Are you going to be motivated to do it? Or do you need to find your motivation so that you can do that because you found it? Just saying.
Right.
Just saying. So
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Stacks. I appreciate you, brother. So with that being said, you got anything for the people before we get up out of here?
The only thing I have for the people is appreciate you all tapping in with us, jumping in the discussion. We'll be back on Tuesday. And with that being said, make sure you check out the 5 ways to reset your mindset in the live discussion in the chat. And have a fantastic weekend.
No doubt.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be warm weather. I know we're supposed to get a thunderstorm here or there, but
That's just here.
Shoot.
That's just for here.
I'm ready to enjoy the warm weather and being able to just sit back and relax.
Yeah, me too. Well, before we go, we got to go down the rabbit hole. So, on this edition of Going Down the Rabbit Hole, we said we're gonna talk about something I brought up earlier in the podcast: the illusion of inclusion. See, sometimes we have people that we experience in our lifetime that feel like they'll be lost if they don't talk like you, act like you, or want to be like you. So they give you this overzealous amount of appreciation that in all reality is kind of overboard. You feel overwhelmed. See, when people have this illusion of inclusion, they paint this picture of things that they're doing just to feel accepted. Has absolutely nothing to do with what they actually doing in their life at all. They probably can't boil water. I'm just saying. They might smell like hot dogs, boil hot dog water. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
But some people will do this and want to feel included so bad that they put an illusion in front of everybody that associates with them.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I'm mad Siri was like, yo, wait a minute.
Siri jumped in.
That's funny.
I'm done.
So going down this rabbit hole, I realized that we have people in our lives on a daily basis, regardless of where we met them at, regardless of where we have an attachment to them at. We have some people in our lives that are only attached to us because they want to be included. Not because they are true friends. Not because they know a lot about what I do and what I like to do. No, they just want to be included.
Riding a coattail.
Just included. You ever paid attention to how you post something on social media? If it's about something you're passionate about, something you like to do, and I know I've said this plenty of times, but this seems deemed fitting at this point right now. You post something about you, something you're passionate about, you know, it doesn't get a whole lot of likes, but as soon as you post something family oriented or something that is, you know, congratulations worthy, that's when you get a lot more of your reactions.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Now, is that good or bad?
It can go both ways.
Exactly. So to me, it's not necessarily bad, and it's not all the way necessarily good either. But it's really based on the person it's coming from. Now, you know, if this person's actually, it's coming from a place of love, then that's something totally different. You really got to sit this person down and just have a conversation with them. But if you think this is actually coming in a place of damage or hurt or anything else like that, evaluate your circle. Evaluate the people you say you call friends. Hell, family too.
Yeah.
Some people just want to be included because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing going. They ain't got nothing else to do but to want to be included and not do something so that they can actually graduate from the state of mind that they're in to be in a better mindset, to not feel like they have to be included. See, the illusion of inclusion is not something that we talk about or even just have a discussion on, because too many people want to be included in the wrong conversations.
Right.
Because some of those conversations ain't conversations for growth. It's about you.
Know your lane.
So pay attention. Pay attention. This rabbit hole could have went deeper. But it's the end of the podcast. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. But with that being said, y'all, enjoy the rest of y'all week. Enjoy your weekend. Tap in on Tuesday at 7:30. We're going to have a whole new look. This is the last look y'all going to get of this. It's going to be, yes, we out of here. We upgrading. We upgrading. So on Tuesday, we will have a new look, and it will be the new look permanently. And it will be something that we are pretty much going to go with. I mean, we'll ride with it. And if we don't like it, then we might come back. I don't know. However, when you get into a position where you can grow your podcast and you can grow your reach and reach your target people that you want to reach. And my reach is big. I'm trying to reach 18 to 65. Everybody. Not some people, everybody. Because I think this is important. I think, financial awareness is important. I think personal development is important. I think laughter is important. Healing is important. So we're going to make sure everybody gets that on this podcast. So with that being said, y'all, enjoy the rest of your week. Like I said earlier, please be safe, be good to one another, love on each other as much as you can, and do what we like to do every weekend.
Chill
like a mug. We out.
Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.